last couple of years been heavily investing in our processes in Brussels. Why? Because we saw, okay, there is still some things to do on origin and in the chain, but let's start with what we can already do at home. So what we've built is Perishable Management App. It's an application that perfectly fits in with what we just saw about the ePhyto, but now you have all seen it. Let's talk a little bit how it came about and why it's also a game changer, but for our processes at the airport. A lack of transparency. Goods were coming into the airport, plane was landing, and actually for a lot of people involved in the process, as from that part, there was a big lack of transparency. They didn't know where their freight was or where the freight was that they had to handle. Parties themselves mostly know, but there was a lack of transparency. So we set out to create transparency by gaining efficiency through collaboration and digitization. How did we do that? First of all, we started by identifying the culprit. So what we saw was that there was a lot of entries, manual entries in different systems, a lot of needless phone calls, people just checking, okay, status update, where is my shipment, what is, do I need to do anything, etc. So a lot of needless phone calls, because phone calls sometimes can be useful, but not in this instance. A large paper dependence and email dependence, which of course created issues or potential issues of didn't send it to the right person or whatever. Running back and forward, physically running back and forward, because there was such a big dependence on paper documents, people were physically running back and forward to the authorities, to customs. If something was missing, they had to go back to the office, try to retrieve another document, and then again deliver it. This of course resulted in waiting times, and a lot of the requirements were unclear because there was no standardized operation or no standardized platform. So the solution we've built, and if I say we, I mean literally we, as the airport, as a community, we did it together. So we got the authorities around the table, we got the freight forwarders and the customs agents that do the import declarations around the table and said like, okay, we're gonna build this, but we're gonna build this together. So what we set out was to build a solution, and that is what we did. So first of all, Perishable Management App is a single source platform for all communication with the authorities. So all communication goes through that platform. If you're an import or customs agent at Brussels Airport, you communicate via that platform. And all the operators at the authorities work via the same platform. Secondly, it's a clear and customizable overview for the authorities, but also for the forwarders, so you can see where your shipment is in which phase of the import process at any time. It's real time, so you get a real-time status update of the progression. You don't have to call, has it been checked yet? Is my documents checked yet? When will you do the physical inspection? All these questions you can just follow up via the dashboard. It's a streamlined document exchange. Also there, we saw a lot of issues, and you still need to use traces, but only for the phytosanitary document. As we just saw in the previous presentation, it's linked to IPPC Hub, but Perishable Management App is linked to Traces, the European system, so you don't have to do double entries as a customs agent. You don't have to put information in different systems twice or even triple, and the same goes for documents. You only have to upload the documents once. The authorities have them on hand because they do all inspections with tablets, so they have all documents on hand in Perishable Management App. So, and that's my conclusion at the end, but I will not yet jump to that. And you get real-time flight updates and active notifications. That's actually something that we put in as extra from the airport. So you don't have to go to Flightradar. You don't have to go to our website to see and track the flights. It's all linked to the specific shipment. So you will see when the flight has landed, if the airplane is already on block or in the parking bay. So it's a little extra, but it makes it, again, user-friendly, so you don't have to switch between all your different screens. So where does it sit in the process? You can actually see here that you start by creating a shipment in Perishable Management App. You link it to via Traces, via your Traces number, you link it to Traces, then they're interconnected. The agent can then request an inspection, a physical or a documentary, or both. The authorities will give feedback, okay, we'll come at that time. They will also give feedback on the inspection themselves. in the end, if they've done the physical inspection, you will get that information in real time. You will get it as a customs agent, but that is also something that you can share with, of course, your client, either a grower or a shipper, so they can see if something has been, for example, found. They will get a report with pictures from the authorities, and that is in real time, so you don't have to wait until you've got them on the phone to ask, like, why is my shipment blocked? You can follow it in real time. If necessary, the agent can still correct the shipment, and in the end, the authorities will give a final decision. Most of the times, luckily, it's the green light. It's been approved on all fronts, and then the shipment can leave the warehouse or the building of the ground handling agent. So, to wrap up, the overall advantages. Improved transparency, and I think that is one of the most important ones. And by cooperating with all stakeholders, it leads to a faster process without actually changing anything, just making everybody work together. It provides instant feedback and communication. It enables a paperless way of working. If you use the eFITO, it's completely paperless. It's a proactive work method because you can already declare your shipment, and the authorities will already do a pre-check even before the shipment has arrived. So if anything needs to be corrected, there's still time for that. And as I said, it's been supported by the whole community, so I think that's not only a good thing now, but it makes it also future-proof. So maybe even after this, some of you are asking, what's in it for me? So I made a clear overview of that. So for a grower, an agent, or a forwarder, if you use the eFITO, there's a direct integration with IPPC Hub, so that eliminates a lot of input, either on email or either in another system that you have to do. It gives you real-time status updates, which is, I think, a big benefit to either take corrective actions or to still mitigate in real time. And of course, it allows you to optimize your last mile organization or distribution, because if there's something that you already know in the system and you know it in real time, you can still cancel a truck or order an extra truck. For airlines, it provides a transparent airport view. It's, of course, a USP towards potential clients, why they should fly with you and why they should fly to Brussels. It allows, again, tracking optimization if you organize that as an airline. And lastly, for the ground handling agents, it allows to have timestamps within your process, but also get feedback on that, because now often ground handling agents are not perfectly aware of what the authorities and the forwarder, what the results are. So for them, it's of course harder to optimize their process if they don't know it. Via Perishable Management App, they know it. And again, it can optimize their truck loading. And as you can see there, we've tried to be the first domino block, but I hope many more can follow. And again, can't stress it enough, and we'll also talk about it in the panel. But I think the importance of an eFITO document, if it's not yet clear to you now, I hope it will become clearer, because it can make a real game changer, or it is a real game changer, because for you as a grower, you often don't see the issues it can have. And of course, you just want your product as fast as possible and without any issues to market. But the eFITO can really change that in a big way, and combine that with Perishable Management App, and you have actually a fully digital, transparent process without any papers. Imagine that in a couple of weeks, let's say, months. But that is, I think that should be the goal.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Edith from Swissport, ground handler. I'm just thinking of how much space I have on my phone. I keep getting alerts, low storage. And this is an app, which is great. I mean, I think if we had this kind of thing that was integrated, so that's leading to my question. You're telling me to download an app. I'm sure you will tell me it's available on Google. No?
No.
But it should be, because I think it's a really great tool. The forwarders, I mean, you're linking basically everybody in that chain at the airport. Even the airports could buy into it. So I'm just wondering, have you considered integrating it into other people's apps, other companies' apps, so that whether it's going to, grow into more than Brussels Airport, but I have one single app that allows me to see an airway bill from Addis all the way to Colombo?
That's actually maybe you have a follow-up question, so I let
No,
you
no,
keep
no, that's it.
That's actually really a great question. Let me answer the first part of your question. No, it's not a physical, or not a real app in that sense that you have to download it on your phone and it has to work on Android or on iOS. It's a web-based application. So you just surf or you just go via your browser, either on your desktop, iPad, laptop, whatever, or phone. You just surf to the website and there you can do the whole process. So it's actually not in that sense an application. Maybe a little bit confusing, but I never said download the app. Secondly, and that's I think even more interesting part of your question, and actually that is what we want to hear. Maybe some people now ask like, okay, this is very nice, you have it in Brussels, what use is to me? I try to explain that partially, but of course our idea when we started out was like, okay, this is a worldwide problem and it starts from the grower until it reached market, and we're just a link in that chain, we're just a part of it. So we had two options: either try to force or try to get everybody worldwide together in a single platform or a single way of working and then go from there. Or, and that is what we decided, okay, we'll start small, we'll start with something that we can control, that where we have an influence, and that is the process at our airport. But I love the idea that you're already thinking ahead, like, oh, why isn't it interconnected? So if we get a question, and we already got a question, this is something that we immediately take to heart and take like, okay, how can we integrate with other applications, or with what we already did, for example, is integrate with the systems, the management systems of forwarders or ground handling agents in Brussels. But this can be expanded until origin and with authorities, and if we get the questions, we can answer them and we can see what we can do. But this is actually the goal in the end. It would be great that it's just a small part in the whole chain, but it provides that transparency. But also, for example, here in Kenya, it also provides that transparency via the same app, via a different app, but in a whole platform. But start small if you want to change the world, so that is what we did. But no, actually, it would be great if it's completely integrated.
Hi, thank you. My name is Michelle. I just had the question about optimized truck loading. So what does that entail? What is it? Is it like consolidation of different shipments into one truck, or better loading, I guess? Can you explain that further?
Yes, I can. It's actually both. Let me start by addressing the problem. What we see now is either the airline or the forwarder arranges transport. They arrange it based on the information they receive up front. So many pallets or so many skids are coming in, and they try to plan accordingly the transport. But of course, what happens is that if a shipment needs to be further inspected and is therefore delayed, or it's blocked because there is a real problem, in the past, trucks were just waiting there because they had their schedule. They were called to be like, okay, I need 3 trucks to have everything loaded at that time. But if something goes wrong, the first thing the agent does is try to fix it, and he's focused on that problem, or he used to be focused on that problem. And in the end, they realize, oh yeah, we have to cancel a truck or order an extra truck or do something about it. And of course, at that time, it's often already too late. There will be waiting hours, trucks, you waste a lot of time and fuel and thus money. That's one thing. So there, by having, and we have one of our trucking providers here, so please do talk to him about it. By having them also integrated with their system, they can already follow up and they can already see, I have to add 3 trucks at Brussels Airport for that client. Oh, but the shipment is blocked. Or, okay, I will not have 3 trucks, but I will only need 2. And the truck doesn't even leave the yard. So that's a big saving. Secondly, the second part of your question, optimized truck loading. There again, and that's more from the handling agent's perspective, by having them integrated into the system, they can follow up and they can see, oh, I have 4 shipments, I have 12 trucks to load, for example. Okay, one shipment is blocked there, there's another one blocked there, but they're going to the same destination. Okay, I can lose 1 truck, I can switch cargo, and I can still have everything optimized in less trucks, but with the same shipments that move around, and switch the other truck to a later time that day or the next day. So actually it can accommodate both.